to Helena's Craft Barn. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. My name is Helen. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I took this large standing mirror and antiqued the mirror and built a frame around it, just using reclaimed wood and old pieces of trim, things that I already had laying around. So if that's something that you enjoy watching, give me a thumbs up. Thank you, I appreciate you. So these are the mirrors that I'm going to be working on. We'll start with the biggest one first. I start by cutting a piece of plywood. I cut it 7 feet tall and just a few inches wider than the mirror. And I cut pieces of wood 3.5 inches wide for the frame. And like I said, they're just mixed match pieces, just things that I had on hand. For the bottom here, I have 2x6, and it's going to be kind of like a fake threshold. So I cut it 1.5 inches wider on each side, just to kind of give it a base to stand on. I went ahead and took some screws and attached the mirror to the plywood. Once I had nailed on my frame, I went ahead and flipped it over and just attached some screws to the back side for even more strength. So this is the top view. I just cut a piece to fit in between the two sides, and I'm going to do a little bit of layering here, so I'm going to add another piece on top, cutting it a little bit longer, and then a couple pieces of trim also cut at different lengths for more of a layered look. I put 2 pieces of trim on the sides, and then I cut a piece of pallet board about 1 inch longer on each side. This will be kind of like a top ledge. And then on the bottom here, I cut 2 pieces of pallet board, and then the trim to go on top of that. And then here I'm going to show you how I did the actual antiquing part of the mirror. You're going to need a spray bottle with water, and I used black spray paint and I have a copper spray paint, and they're just automotive paint. Really, it doesn't matter what brand, I don't think. What I did here is I spray a little bit more water in the middle where I want less of the paint to stick. So where you have less water, you're going to have more paint sticking to the mirror. And then you'll just spray it on lightly. It does look like I got quite a bit on because of the lighting in here, but it's actually not that bad. And instead of using a copper paint, you could always use like a nice gold. That would even look really nice. But like I said, I just use what I have on hand, and the copper actually kind of makes it look rusty, so I think it turned out good. You then want to go ahead and take a paper towel and just dab on the mirror to take the water off. And this will look quite blotchy at first, but you just keep dabbing till you get the effect that you want. I then went ahead and give it a light paint, just a Walmart brand. I got an antique white. And I didn't do a very thorough job painting. I left a little bit of wood showing through in some areas. When I go ahead and do the staining on top, you'll see some of the wood shining through a little bit, and this will give it a really good finish. And the stain that I'm using is an espresso by Minwax. It's going to go on lighter than an espresso normally does, but that's just because I've got the paint underneath. So you'll have areas where you see some of the white shining through, and I think it's just absolutely beautiful. I ended up finding an old doorknob, so I added that just for a finishing touch. I am really pleased at how that turned out. So this is the other standing mirror that I had, and I did pretty much the exact same procedure. So I didn't videotape that because it's just actually exactly what I just did on the other one, just a little smaller. And then I had a really small mirror, and again I did pretty much the same thing, just a smaller version. I just cut out my 2x4, my plywood, and attached the frame that I wanted around it, and finished it like I did with the other ones. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great day.